be positive, stay happy, and don't let the negativity of the world get you down. It's a choice. You know, positivity doesn't always come easy. It doesn't come natural. It's a choice that you make every day. I'm Germany Kent, and I share hope.
Welcome to I Share Hope, the podcast where world leaders share their real stories of hope and how you can use actionable hope to start changing your life today. And now, here's your host, Chris Williams.
Germany Kent, Chris Williams.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I am doing excellent. Are you calling from Tennessee?
I am right here just north of, I understand, where you grew up. Am I right?
Oh, that's right. It's so funny when I saw that. I said, okay. I know people personally that call me from 901.
Yeah, isn't that weird when you see
It's too funny.
an area code from your past? Yeah, it is kind of odd.
Yeah, but look, it's past and also present, because I'm telling you, I have so many friends and family who are still down there, and they want me to come back. And it's so funny because they're always trying to entice me with the food. They'll say, I know you missed the barbecue. 'Cause I love to eat. And so that's like one of the biggest things that always entice me with the food. And when they say that barbecue, I immediately think of Beale Street, because I spent a lot of weekends on Beale Street and eating the good old Southern barbecue. It's great memory.
There is nothing like it, and it's a unique experience, and I think everybody should get a chance to do it. In fact, we just finished up the big barbecue fest weekend. That was they're cleaning up the mud downtown right now.
Really?
Yeah.
So you went down there and you had a great time?
You know, I go most years, and this year I didn't go down there. I don't know what was going on. We had a really busy weekend and just didn't get ahead of it. But it's always so much fun, you know. It really is. Great music,
yeah, well,
great time.
Sometimes you think you can outgrow things too. You know, because even if I was there, I'm not sure that I would go to all of the festivities that I used to go to. You know, it's just like you wouldn't go to Mud Island anymore, or you know, some of the things.
Right.
That the Choctaw Festival, Choctaw. What is it? It's the Choctaw place. You know what I'm talking
Yeah, the
about?
Chuckalissa.
Right. Yeah. Do they still have that?
They do, and yeah, I have 5 kids. So those little things like that, like the Riverwalk downtown on Mud Island, you know, where you can walk around barefooted. Yeah, all that stuff I still get to go to because they're taking field trips. It's really great. I don't have to grow up yet.
Yeah, I know it, but they closed Liberty Land down, right?
They did. I think some of those roller coasters are about to fall over on somebody, so they stopped before they go. Remember the zippin' pippin', like it was creaking when we were on there, you know?
I remember we did all of our field trips there between those 3 things, in fact, Mud Island and Chuckalissa and Liberty Land, because there was nothing to do in Panola County. And so we either had to go down to Jackson, which that was just more museums, or go up to Memphis where you could have some amusement. And so it was good. It was really good.
Did you go to Maywood?
5 kids.
Maywood?
No, I did
It was like
not.
this huge public swimming hole, and it was like a litter box. It was horrible. It was like sand everywhere, so it was cat litter everywhere, and a wave pool, and it was nasty. Anyway.
That's stupid. That's a truth of dare, huh?
Yeah, it's
That's
been
too
filled
funny.
in. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, 5 kids though. That's a lot. That keeps you busy.
It does. They're all
Yeah.
great.
Are any of them twins or triplets?
No, all of them separate and all within 6.5 years. So the farthest apart is 22 months, I think, and the closest are 16 months. So we packed them in there, and my wife is Jill. She's really a compartmental thinker, so she's like, you know, as long as we got them coming, let's just get it over with, have a big family, and that way we can keep them all kind of similar ages as they grew up. And it's been great. I'm glad we did.
Yeah. That is such a great plan, because as they grow up together.
Yeah.
And then you guys can do more things because you're not struggling with a little baby when you have a 16-year-old. And there are so many families that they have that big gap. And, you know, I've talked to some of those moms, and, you know, they just hate that they spaced it out like that. And I don't think it was planned, a lot of them. But, you know, at any rate, it's their life, and they have to deal with it. And it just, you know, it kind of helps them to just be grateful that they have kids, but at the same time, it kind of weighs them down, because that gap is just so large that there are no similarities between the two kids, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so good for you guys.
For us, it was just about surviving. But we made it through the toddler years, so now we're good.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So these little people are bigger. They're in middle school, in grade school.
8 years old to 14. So yeah, we have a second grader through an 8th grader. Just finishing up those grades. Yeah.
Yeah, those are great ages. I mean, to be involved with all the fun, cute stuff.
You know, Germany, I can tell that you're really good at what you do because I'm the one getting interviewed, and I think it's supposed to be the other way around, right?
Listen, no, you know, I can totally relate to what you're saying because I have a 3rd grader and I have an 8th grader.
Oh, wow.
And I have well, he will be going to the 8th grade, and he keeps reminding me. And then we also have a 5th grader, and so we have those ages that you're talking about. We just don't have 5; we just have the 3, and we're good with those 3.
3's plenty, yeah.
It's a lot of work, but you know, I'm so grateful. And as I listen to you, I just think about, you know, how blessed we are that we do have, you know, ready-made families, and you know, now it just kind of goes with whatever we decide to do in life, and you know, incorporate them into these goals and dreams that we have, and kind of make the whole family dynamic work.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun, like when you really think about how far you've come, and that you and Jill were able to, you know, make it work with the kids. It just makes it that much more special. It's beautiful.
It is.
It's a God. It really is just, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. It's a blessing. It really is.
Totally
so
agree.
Many people, you know, want to have a family, and they're not able to have kids, or maybe the marriage doesn't work, or you know, whatever the distractions are, it just doesn't work for them. And you know, we just have to realize that today we are blessed because we have kids to talk about, and we're not cocky about it. We're just so thankful. You know, it's grateful. It's just that gratitude. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
That's it. That's my 2 cents. I'm really sweet on kids.
I love it.
There you have it. That's my soft side.
I'm glad to hear it. I really am. It's wonderful. It really is, and you're absolutely right in all of it. Well, there's more soft side to this conversation, and definitely some hardcore action to this conversation too that just needs to be spoken. And I can't thank you enough for your time. I know you're busy, and
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
I'm honored.
Well, Germany, you have done a lot of things. I'm reading your bio and then reading Wikipedia and websites. So I'm seeing social media influencer, then I see beauty pageant winner, and then I see movie star, and then best-selling author, and then human resource executive. Where'd that come from? And then TV personality and actress and consultant and philanthropist. I mean, are you going to get a job, a career? Where are you going with all this?
I love it. I declare. That is too funny. Look, let me just say, let's just take the time to reach out and help others, whatever capacity that we're in, wherever God puts you for that moment. You know, just be a blessing to others. Don't categorize it. You know, don't try to understand it. Whatever the vibe is, as long as it's positive in that space that you're in, just try to make a difference. And I move when God tells me to move. If He tells me that I have something else for you, I don't hesitate. I listen, and I'm obedient to Him because I know He has my best interest in heart. And Kurt, I'm telling you, it has been such a journey. Like, you talk about the roller coaster rides at Libertyland that we grew up on and how they were just falling apart. I'm telling you, sometimes in my life, I've just felt like, you know, my career was falling apart, and things were not going the way that I would have liked for them to go because I was on a fast track. You know, I was a career person before I even had a family. In fact, I was an executive, and I stepped away from that lifestyle in order to honor God and do my marriage and really give it 1,000%. And then we had the kids, and I decided to be at-home mom with the kids for a few years. And, you know, I've just really tried to just be here now, no matter what space I've been in. And I'm just thankful for all of the things that have happened. And as I look back over, sometimes I start laughing. I say, oh, did I really do that? Was I involved in that? And it's just funny because people will say things to me that, oh, you did this and you did that, and I've just always put my hands up. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Just thank you. I'm just grateful. I'm so grateful. And whatever is next, if I have to go back and work at Disney World, hey, sign me up.
Absolutely. I'll do that too.
I would do it in a heartbeat. I was just talking about it the other day. My husband thought I was crazy, but I said, my dream job would be to go and work at Disney and incorporate the kids some kind of way, just where we could do family stuff, but I could do like single person stuff during the day, like go and say, oh, we're doing this at this restaurant today. Hey guys, I'm taking you through Epcot today, and then some days we can have everybody together and the kids, and it would be just. That would be a dream. That would be such a dream.
My kids would love that too. They'd be like, Dad, just set us up with some fast passes and you go do your thing. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why not try to do things now at this stage that really teaches the kids about culture? That's a huge thing. I think that, life is about fun, but it's also about sacrificing, where you are a teacher, where you're acting as a vessel, where you're providing that hope and inspiration and motivation to your offspring. That is so important because they're watching us.
Yeah, they are. You're right. You're just jumping right in here. So I'm gonna ask you question number 1. So just so you get a little more background here, Germany, each of our guests answer 5 questions about hope. And I ask the same 5 questions to everybody I talk to on I Share Hope. And this began as a research project, just for me, defining and growing in hope, learning more about it as a person in recovery and trying to just overcome some things. So this has become a really fun project because I'm getting to interview 1,000 people from all over the globe who are leaders in hope. And you are definitely one of those. And we're trying to be very diverse and getting people literally from everywhere on the globe. So question number 1, give it your best shot, is your definition or your favorite quote about hope.
I have 2 definitions. The first one that I would say for hope is hold on, pain ends. Well, what do you mean about that? It's a brighter day ahead. That's the cookie cutter answer. Hold on, pain ends.
Wow.
It's going to come to a close. And this too shall pass. Just hold on. Pain is going to end. At some point, all storms have to end. So that's my first one. The second one is have only positive expectations. Have only positive expectations. If you expect better, better will come. It's your mindset. It's what you tell yourself. And self-talk is the most important thing. And I always tell my clients, make sure you're saying things to yourself that you want to come true. Self-affirmation. Have only positive expectations. Did I do okay?
You did great. I got 2 answers there. Wow, this could be 2 episodes. Yeah.
That's too funny.
Okay, beautiful examples of hope and in a way to say that. Those phrases are perfect. So taking those, answer question 2. Who has given you the most hope? Along those lines, who's done that for you in your life?
I would have to say definitely for the first one when I speak about pain ending and some of the adversity that I have had to overcome in my life, be it, a loss in a pageant that I thought that, I was a sure winner, or, something dealing with race relations, or not getting a promotion on a job that I thought I had earned, or, just recently not being accepted into a doctoral program. I'm still living, and things don't always work out the way that you would like for them to, even though you invest $300 to go take the GRE, and you pay the, $125 application fee, and you invest your time going to the meetings and doing all these different things, and someone says, well, it's because you don't have the 2 years required of past teaching experience that we would like to see. Well, what about all these other experiences that I have? Don't some of those qualify? It's kind of one of those things that you have to know your worth, and you have to believe in yourself. And even though it hurts you, you have to know that that's not your blessing, and something else is going to come. And no person has been more of an influence in teaching me that pain ends than my 92-year-old grandmother. She is such a light. She is a woman of faith. She's a beautiful spirit, and she really is my shining example of hope.
92-year-old grandmother.
Along the lines, yeah, she's 92 years old, and she is such a beautiful soul. Oh, I've spoken with her today. We talk every day.
No, that's great.
If not every day, every other day, because she's so wise. So, when I talk to her, it's almost like I'm a sponge. I'm trying to soak up all of her wisdom. She is a shining example of what, humanity, should be in terms of kindness and generosity and charity. She's just a giver, and she's always been a giver. And, she's a giver of hope, and she's a giver of love, and she's a patient lady, and she listens well. So I love that about her. And I would have to say, on the lines of having positive expectations, that would go to my mom. Look, that's the prize. That would go to my mom. If it were a trophy, Chris, I would give it to her, because she's always telling me to keep going, hold on. She is like the person that used to say to me, be the little engine that could. Literally, she used to tell me that.
That's great. That's great. Amazing. So those two women, is this grandmother, is it your mom's mom?
It's not. It's my dad's
mom.
And my dad, that guy is funny, because he's not a wise wordsmith. Even though he was an educator for 45 years, he's more or less of a fun kind of, go with the flow kind of luck. He believes in luck. He's one of those people that, he's the luck of the draw kind of cowboy. He's into the John Wayne stuff. But anyway, he's just, he's different from his mom. He's very different, and she is a beautiful person. And, my mom and my grandmother are the same type of women. They are very strong and committed to their faith, and, they're just beautiful people and loved by many.
Beautiful. That's a great thing to be said about them. It's just a great legacy, Okay, so Germany, tell us about a time when hope kind of was drifting away from you, and you felt like, I'm just not going to make it through this. Everybody's got their own stories in life, but we all have our down days and our good days. But somebody like you, who's so out there in the public and had so many successes on so many levels, people would think, well, she's successful. Well, she's obviously got money, or she's beautiful, or she's got connections, and she lives here. But what really goes on back there that's made you say, I've got to really hang on to this, and I've got to keep believing in these truths about hope?
Chris, I would have to say one of the lowest periods in my life was when we lived in Texas. And I won't say the name of the city, because there are some beautiful people that still reside there, and most of them know the story that I'm about to share with you. I had so many problems with race when we were there, and it really broke my spirit, because I went to two predominantly white schools, one Mississippi State and one the University of Alabama. And if you know any history about the University of Alabama, you know that George Wallace stood at the footsteps of the stairs there at the main building and said that no black guys would ever come and play football for him. And he came out to California, and they played USC, and he went back to Alabama, and he said, oh, I have to get some black players on my team because they got beat really bad. And so I had no problems whatsoever going to Alabama and going to Mississippi State, and even being raised in Mississippi, having lived in Arkansas, having lived in Georgia, having lived in Tennessee. I've never experienced any problems, but when we were in Texas, I had so many problems, and I just felt really low. I felt really bad to the point where I stopped going out. I would not go out of the house. I had just had our second kid, and, you know, we needed Pampers, and we needed wipes and different things for the baby. You know, babies need stuff. And so, you know, I would go out, and there was one time in my life when I was very frugal. I was a coupon mom. I mean, I would not buy anything unless I had the coupon for it. And I had these coupons one time, one for Pampers and one for some Huggies wipes. And I remember the cashier saying to me, oh, we don't use coupons here. It was at a Target store. And she told me, we don't use coupons here. And so the manager came over, and he said, what's the problem? And the cashier said, oh, I've never seen anybody use coupons. And the manager said, it's okay. Well, because the manager came to the register and the line was being held up, the security guard came over to the register, and he walked me out. And when we got outside, he said, you can't even fart in the wind out here. That's what he told me.
Wow.
And I said, what? And he said, these people are so stuck up. And I said, I'm trying to use coupons, 2 coupons. He said, yeah, I know. He said, but these people, these are $1 million homes, like right around here. And so, you know, I don't know if they think that you shouldn't be in here or what. And he was really nice. He was a white guy, and he was very nice to me. And he was just very direct because of the way that that guy had treated me, the cashier. And I remember 2 or 3 other incidents that occurred while we were there. And it was just such a negative experience where I just kind of lost hope in people. I just thought that this is not the way that it's supposed to be. But every time I go out, there's an incident, and I would cry. I would call my mom, and she would say, you know, just have positive, you know, expectations. It's going to be okay. It's going to get better. She used to say, it's going to get better. Because I hated it. I literally hated it. And I just stopped going out. If I needed something, I would send a list with my husband. And so finally, I told him that we were going to have to get out of that situation because I had other friends that were there, and they were so nice to me, and they kept trying to get close to me, but I would not allow them because of the negativity that was occurring that they had nothing to do with. And so I said, oh, God, this has to change. And I told him that we needed to move. And he started looking into other areas for us to move, and we wound up out in California. And it has been like night and day. That was such a positive move to just go from that negative stuff to now. I mean, it's just really been healthy for me because I don't want to lose hope in people. I believe in people. I believe that, you know, we have a power that rests when we are in groups. You know, the more we come together, the stronger we are. And I just don't believe that people are that cruel and that nasty. And some of the things that I witnessed firsthand, if you had told me that I would go through that, I would not have believed you.
Yeah. You know, it is.
So there is hope. Look, that's the ending to that. There is hope. The cycle can be broken.
Yes, there is. And you did exactly what your definitions were. You believed that it would get better, and you really pursued and kept going on. And it got better, you know. And I'm noticing your husband in there too. He's obviously was just so great to hear what you needed and say, great, let's find a place and get out of here, you know.
Yeah, I've been so blessed with my husband. He is so patient, and he's a warm-hearted individual, and he loves me, and he loves our family, and he listens to whatever my needs are. If I tell him or if I express to him that, these are my concerns, he really does a phenomenal job of trying to make it right. That's his personality. He's an Aquarius person, and they really try hard. He's also an ISTJ, and they really work hard at trying to understand the situation and then trying to make the situation better. So I thank God for him. I God bless that guy. Listen, and now almost 14 years of being married. So I can say that, we've come a long way, just being together as working as a team. It's been a great journey.
That's great to hear. That really is. I love it. 14 years. Good for you. That's great. All right. Question 4. How are you sharing hope today? So you're doing your daily life, and I know you're doing a lot of things in public, but tell us some about that. But also, what are you doing just when you're crossing town or going to Starbucks? What are you doing to share hope with other people around you?
Crossing town or going to Starbucks, look, it starts with a smile. I think, when you walk out of the house, when you get to these different places of business, you have the power to change someone's day, the course of their day, how things are going in their day, just by smiling at them, because maybe no one else has smiled at them all day. So, I think you have to have a sense of humor with all of it. Actually, that's a part of, leadership and getting along with people and getting things done is actually, showing that you care about other people, whether that is giving them a positive word or, like I said, a smile, because a smile really does go a long way. There was a movie that I loved growing up, and they just did a remake of it not too long ago, I think in December. And one of the key things in that movie is that the girl would say, "You're never fully dressed without a smile." Guess that movie.
I am thinking back because I so hear the same thing, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what is that?
Listen, let me see. I'm going to give you some more hints. It says, just thinking about tomorrow.
Oh, Annie. Yes.
Tomorrow. Yeah, Annie. So one of the things that always stay with me as a kid growing up, as a young adult, and now that I'm an adult with kids, I think about that all the time. In fact, I share that. We watch that movie a lot in the car when we're going places, and it's so funny because it says, "You're never fully dressed without a smile." And if you think about it, that's true. It's the one thing that you can really give away, that you can exchange with another individual that has so much power that you don't even realize how powerful it is until you give it away and someone gives it back to you. When they do that exchange with you, it's like, wow, I just smiled at them, they smile back, and you can see the hope in their eyes, Chris. You can see their eyes light up because you smiled at them.
Yeah.
You should try it. Like when you go to the store, just try it. If you're meeting someone head on, smile at them. And granted, the first few people may not smile back, and so I have to put that disclaimer out there and just say that they may not, but that person will just take it and go on. You keep smiling because eventually somebody's going to smile back at you, and it's going to warm your heart, and you're going to feel that tingle, like, wow, they just smiled back at me. So that's the first thing that I say to everybody. Just make sure when you go out that your presence is known, that, you're a positive individual and you're bringing light into the world. The next thing is I always encourage people to do this, and it's such a simple task, but it can really make a difference. Give a compliment to somebody. When you go out, find something to say nice about somebody. Hey, I like your shoes. And they'll look down. Well, thank you. I got these over at such and such. They'll tell you, usually they'll tell you where they came from. But, find some, your hair is nice. Oh, I like that color. I make a point when I go out to compliment at least 5 people. Whatever store I'm going in, I don't care which one it is, I make a point to compliment people. Oftentimes it's a lot more than 5. But I try to do that because oftentimes people will go their whole day and nobody said anything nice to them.
Wow. That's really practical. That really is. You're answering question number 5 as you're telling us what you do in question number 4. Question 5 is, how can we start to share hope today, or how can we grow in hope in our own lives? But those are both really practical application things right there. What are you doing for you to build hope in your life?
Words of faith. It's always about self-talk and, alleviating worry and anxiety and just gaining control of stress. That's the biggest thing, just self-talk and self-control, just knowing that there's a brighter day ahead. Always having something to look forward to. I always tell my clients to make sure that you put something on your calendar for a few months away that, you know that you're going to be going to, the Grand Canyon, or that you're going to be going to Lake Tahoe, or you're going to Vegas in a few weeks. Make a point to do something for yourself. Get away from your current environment and just really live. There's a world out there that, is waiting on you to experience it. And the more you experience things in the world, the more you start to appreciate and value life every single day. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. The more gratitude you have, the more hope you have.
All right, so you said smile at people, give 5 compliments everywhere you go. You're not the only one who's said smile so far, and believe it or not, that's a really common answer. I think that's fascinating. I would have never guessed that starting out on this project. Does that mean I'm a grumpy person?
No, it doesn't. It just, maybe you haven't thought about the impact of it. Maybe you didn't, just not something that you thought about. But once you start to practice it, it will become a habit. It's like the more you do it, at first it's a pattern. And, I tell my kids all the time, once you do something enough, it becomes a pattern. Once you do the pattern enough, it becomes a habit. Once something becomes a habit, it's hard to break. And so I've been doing that a long time. So it's a habit. It's a deep-grained habit for me.
Okay, so for all of us not smiling enough people listening, like me, we're talking to a beauty queen, and she tells us to smile. And I'm thinking, it's really not fair at all, right?
That's too funny.
Okay, and then
Look, I think I was smiling when I was a baby. I think some of the pictures I see from when I was a baby, Chris, I didn't have any teeth, and I was already smiling. My mom said
that's great.
I was such a happy baby. I was just happy to be here then.
Fantastic. All right, then you said compliment 5 people. Now, the 5 there rung a bell for me, or struck a chord, however you want to put that in there, but it's stuck because it put a number. It put something so tangible. The complimenting and being grateful, thankful, there's so many great attitudes you can have towards others. But when you just put a number on it, okay, I'm going to roll into the grocery store or roll into the office and try to compliment 5 people in the first half of the day or whatever. That's a really interesting project, That's fun.
It's encouragement. It's a way that you can encourage other people. It's a mild encouragement, but it's still encouragement. And once that encouragement becomes a habit, you'll see it will start to really impact your life, because then you'll see that you're making a difference in the lives of others. And there's nothing more gratifying than knowing that you are making a difference in the lives of so many other people.
Great point. And your last one, self-control, and you're really kind of targeting self-control of the mind. Just taking control of those thoughts. Don't let yourself spiral down. Having those a goal, something positive out there in the future that you're working for. If it's a great meal out or if it's a big trip, it doesn't matter. Just something coming, and go experience it and eat the great meal slowly. And don't text while you're driving past the Grand Canyon. Look out the window and enjoy it. Just really sink into life and catch it.
That's right. That's it. That's it. You got it.
And you gave me a new idea.
Those are the secrets.
Another idea for a podcast is I share compliments instead. I share hope, and I could just prank call people every episode and compliment them 5 times.
Oh, wow. you you're gonna start some tear rolls here. That's what's gonna happen with that one. You're gonna hear people crying because I'm telling you, people really are lacking in the department of other people giving them a boost. And I just know that from HR, and I used to always give my staff little Post-it notes saying, have a great day, or, everything looks nice, your desk looks nice, or I would just find stuff to compliment people on. And you know what I found as a manager? People would really respond to me better when I gave them compliments for doing their job well. And whenever I needed something, it got done.
Yeah.
People need hope. They need inspiration. They want to feel like they matter. Everybody's wearing a sign that says, "Notice me, make me feel special." Everybody.
It's so true. And yet we all think that nobody notices us, so we're most focused on that. We don't focus on, it's its own little vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Wow. Can't imagine a better way to put those things. Smile, 5 compliments a day or per situation you're in. That's a great way to do that. And then self-controlling your own thoughts, just really working on how to control those thoughts and take your thoughts captive and do something productive and give your thoughts a place to go that's going to be healthy. Fantastic. So,
thank you.
Germany, Kent, how can we follow you? Where are you out there in the world? I know you're a lot of places that we can track you down on social media, so fire it off. What you got out there?
You can follow me on Twitter, and that is at Germany Kent. Germany like the country, and Kent. And I'm also at BeHopeGuru.com.
BeHopeGuru.com. Nice.
BeHopeGuru.com.
The Hope, THE.
Attitude.
I got it.
THE. Hope Guru.
I love it. Great. And then I also found your website. Is it GermanyKent.com?
That's another one. That is another place where you can go and learn as much as you'd like.
Great.
About attitude and about being positive. I think I have on there, be positive, stay happy, and don't let the negativity of the world get you down. That's my slogan. I love to tell people that. Just be positive, stay happy, and don't let the negativity of the world get you down. It's a choice. Positivity doesn't always come easy. It doesn't come natural, Chris. It's a choice that you make every day.
You're right. All right, Germany, right around here I usually take a break. This is not a commercial break. There are no commercials in I Share Hope right now. But but we like to take a quick break so I can get a few quotes from you, because at the beginning of your episode, we'll find some really cool statement that you've made, which is going to be hard to pick from, and everything you've given us, and then we'll finish that.
You're so encouraging.
Oh, it's honest. We'll finish that little quote. We'll finish that with a quote by you. Every episode, every guest introduces themselves in a sense by when they finish that quote, and we'll find that one. You say, "I'm Germany Kent, and I share hope," or "I'm Germany Kent, the consultant," or the social media expert, or the whatever it is that you want to introduce yourself as, and I share hope. So you can put your a professional or a personal title in there if you want, or you can just say your name and I share hope. So does that make sense?
I share hope. I share hope.
Yeah. So what I would like you would
I'm Germany Kent, and I share hope, Chris.
Perfect.
I share hope.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to say.
You got it. Okay, I'm going to be quiet this time and mute my microphone, and you just say I'm Germany Kent and I share hope, and then I'll turn it back on in a second. Okay, go for it whenever you're ready.
Okay. I'm Germany Kent, and I share hope.
That was perfect. Only had to do it one time. I love that. Yay.
Release the power of positive thinking.
That's right. Okay. And I just got to know, Germany, so you're born and raised in Mississippi, and you end up with the name Germany. How in the world?
That was a God-sent name. I struggled a lot with getting into the entertainment industry. A couple of people encouraged me that, I should do it, and I was very uneasy about it. and so was my family. And so I had to go to God and say, is this of you? Is this something that, you see for my life? And if so, give me a sign. And I woke up, and the name Germany Kent just clicked. It was there. It was just so, it was as clear as today is in L.A. It was just bright and clear.
Wow.
It was from him. I knew it was from him. And that name has really opened a lot of doors for me. And so I know now that, for sure it's confirmation that it was from him. But I knew it at that time because we're close, and I listened to what he says. And so God sent it to me, and I've just been working it.
I love it.
But, the key is, I'm going to tell you, too, also, my grandmother, who is 92, her name is Evelyn, and my birth name is Evelyn. And she always tells me that name is taken. Okay. That name is taken, so you're going to have to make another name.
Well, it sounds like you did it. Good for you.
It's so funny. I took it to him, the big man, and so he sent me something that would work just as well. But I am so proud of my birth name because I share that with her, and that's another deep connection that we have. But, yeah, that's how Germany Kent came about. Oh. And it's been a great journey.
That's really cool. All right, so you're driving along, you got your headphones in. What are you going to listen to if you need to just get some more hope or positive attitude going in your own mind? What's your favorite artist, track? Where are you going to go?
You know what? I only listen to 2 stations, and I rarely play CDs at all, and that's Radio Disney and NPR. Those are the only 2 stations that I listen to in the car, and when I am at home, I will type in radiodisney.com in a second. My favorite song right now, if you must know, is Sugar by Maroon 5.
Yeah, awesome.
Now all my kids love it.
Yeah, it's great.
That is so funny. As my son, I said, "You like that song?" He said, well, "Mom, I hear you singing it all the time." It's so funny. So whatever's on Radio Disney, it's safe. I feel like it's a family-oriented station, and it's something that I can share with my kids, and we like it because we all like to sing together. And so I feel like if it's on there, then it's appropriate, and I just want to listen to things that are appropriate for them. So, yeah, that's what it is. If I'm listening to something, if it's not on Radio Disney or NPR, I probably don't know that it's going on.
So Maroon 5's Sugar, Radio Disney, and NPR. It's about as diverse as your career. I love that. Love it. All right. And last thing, I'm just curious as can be, who would you like to hear on this interview series? If you could pick anybody in the world, who would be most meaningful to you?
That is a great question. Wow. So basically, this is who inspires me. So that would be Susie Orman, Joel Osteen. That would be Ayana, Fix My Life.
Wow, it's a big list.
One of those 3, I would have to say.
Okay.
Because those are, that's one of those 3.
Well, I might just figure out if we can reach out to them, and if one of them says yes, which it's amazing to me how many people do say yes to letting us take some time like you have. I really appreciate that. I'll be sure and loop you into that because I would love for you to be able to introduce their episode. That'd be fun.
Oh, wow. That would be so amazing. Yeah, it's amazing how many people have an impact on other people, but they may not even really realize just the magnitude of their outreach.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a Joel Osteen to have an impact. So to those who are listening, I'd say start where you are. You have influence where you are. Start today.
That's a great thing to close with. Germany, you've been just fantastic. You're beautiful on an audio recording as you are in person, and your career. So many people you've touched. Your family is getting so much of your time and attention. You're just doing a lot of unique things in very, very special ways. And I really appreciate you sharing with us today and giving to me and the rest of the I Share Hope audience a chance to learn from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chris, for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right, you as well. Thank
Okay.
you, thank you, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
You've just listened to I Share Hope. If you're ready to make a change, head to our website at isharehope.com and claim your free copy of the Top 10 Actions of Hope from World Leaders to use hope in your own life. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
14. So yeah, we have a second grader through an eighth grader. Just finishing up those grades, yeah.
Yeah, those are great ages. I mean, to be involved with all the fun, cute stuff.
You know, Germany, I can tell that you're really good at what you do because I'm the one getting interviewed, and I think it's supposed to be the other way around, right?
Listen, no, you know, I can totally relate to what you're saying because I have a third grader and I have an eighth grader.
Oh, wow.
And I have well, he will be going to the eighth grade, and he keeps reminding me. And then we also have a fifth grader, and so we have those ages that you're talking about. We just don't have 5; we just have the 3, and we're good with those 3.
3's plenty, yeah.
It's a lot of work, but you know, I'm so grateful, and as I listen to you, I just think about, you know, how blessed we are that we do have, you know, ready-made families, and you know, now it just kind of goes with whatever we decide to do in life, and you know, incorporate them into these goals and dreams that we have, and kind of make the whole family dynamic work.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun, like when you really think about how far you've come, and that you and Jill were able to, you know, make it work with the kids. It just makes it that much more special. It's beautiful.
It is.
It's a God. It really is just, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. It's a blessing. It really is.
Totally
so
agree.
Many people, you know, want to have a family, and they're not able to have kids, or maybe the marriage doesn't work, or, you know, whatever the distractions are, it just doesn't work for them. And, you know, we just have to realize that today we are blessed because we have kids to talk about. And we're not cocky about it. We're just so thankful. You know, it's grateful. It's just that gratitude. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
That's it. That's my 2 cents. I'm really sweet on kids.
I love it.
There you have it. That's my soft side.
I'm glad to hear it. I really am. It's wonderful. It really is, and you're absolutely right in all of it. Well, there's more soft side to this conversation, and definitely some hardcore action to this conversation too that just needs to be spoken. And I can't thank you enough for your time. I know you're busy, and
Absolutely.
I really appreciate
Wonderful.
it.
I'm honored.
Well, Germany, you have done a lot of things. I'm reading your bio and then reading Wikipedia and websites. So I'm seeing social media influencer, then I see beauty pageant winner, and then I see movie star, and then best-selling author, and then human resource executive. Where'd that come from? And then TV personality and actress and consultant and philanthropist. I mean, are you going to get a job, a career? Where are you going with all this?
I love it. I declare. That is too funny. Look, let me just say, let's just take the time to reach out and help others, whatever capacity that we're in, wherever God puts you for that moment. You know, just be a blessing to others. Don't categorize it. You know, don't try to understand it. Whatever the vibe is, as long as it's positive in that space that you're in, just try to make a difference. And I move when God tells me to move. If He tells me that I have something else for you, I don't hesitate. I listen, and I'm obedient to Him because I know He has my best interest in heart. And
well, it was like sand everywhere, so it was cat litter everywhere, and a wave pool, and it was nasty. Anyway.
That's stupid. That's a truth of dare, huh?
Yeah, it's been filled in. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, 5 kids though. That's a lot. That keeps you busy.
It does. They're all great.
Are any of them twins or triplets?
No, all of them separate and all within 6.5 years. So the farthest apart is 22 months, I think, and the closest are 16 months. So we packed them in there, and my wife is Jill. She's really a compartmental thinker. So she's like, as long as we got them coming, let's just get it over with, have a big family, and that way we can keep them all kind of similar ages as they grow up. And it's been great. I'm glad we did.
Yeah, that is such a great plan, because as they grow up together.
Yeah.
And then you guys can do more things because you're not struggling with a little baby when you have a 16-year-old. And there are so many families that they have that big gap. And, I've talked to some of those moms, and, they just hate that they spaced it out like that. And I don't think it was planned, a lot of them. But, at any rate, it's their life, and they have to deal with it. And it just, it kind of helps them to just be grateful that they have kids, but at the same time, it kind of weighs them down, because that gap is just so large that there are no similarities between the two kids,
Yeah.
Yeah, so good for you guys.
For us, it was just about surviving. But we made it through the toddler years, so now we're good.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So these little people are bigger. They're in middle school,
grade school. 8
school.
years old to, and I think everybody should get a chance to do it. In fact, we just finished up the big barbecue fest weekend. That was they're cleaning up the mud downtown right now.
Really?
Yeah.
So you went down there and you had a great time?
I go most years, and this year I didn't go down there. I don't know what was going on. We had a really busy weekend and just didn't get ahead of it. But it's always so much fun, it really is. Great music, great time.
Sometimes you think you can outgrow things too. Because even if I was there, I'm not sure that I would go to all of the festivities that I used to go to. It's just like you wouldn't go to Mud Island anymore, or some of the things
Right.
that the Choctaw Festival, Choctaw. What is it? It's the Choctaw place. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
the Chuckalissa.
Right. Yeah. Do they still have that?
They do, and I have 5 kids. So those little things like that, like the river walk downtown on Mud Island, where you can walk around barefooted. Yeah, all that stuff I still get to go to because they're taking field trips. It's really great. I don't have to grow up yet.
Yeah, I know it, but they closed Liberty Land down, right?
They did. I think some of those roller coasters are about to fall over on somebody, so they stopped before they go. Remember the zippin' pippin', like it was creaking when we were on there,
I remember we did all of our field trips there between those 3 things, in fact, Mud Island and Chuckalissa and Liberty Land, because there was nothing to do in Panola County. And so we either had to go down to Jackson, which that was just more museums, or go up to Memphis where you could have some amusement. And so it was good. It was really good.
Did you go to Maywood?
5 kids.
Maywood?
No, I did
it was like
not.
this huge public swimming hole, and it was like a litter box. It was horrible.
Be positive. Stay happy. And don't let the negativity of the world get you down. It's a choice. Positivity doesn't always come easy. It doesn't come natural. It's a choice that you make every day. I'm Germany Kent, and I share hope.
Welcome to I Share Hope, the podcast where world leaders share their real stories of hope and how you can use actionable hope to start changing your life today. And now, here's your host, Chris Williams.
Germany Kent, Chris Williams.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I am doing excellent. Are you calling from Tennessee?
I am right here, just north of, I understand, where you grew up. Am I right?
Oh, that's right. It's so funny when I saw that. I said, okay. I know people personally that call me from 901.
Yeah, isn't that weird when you see
It's funny.
an area code from your past? Yeah, it is kind of odd.
Yeah, but look, it's past and also present, because I'm telling you, I have so many friends and family who are still down there, and they want me to come back. And it's so funny because they're always trying to entice me with the food. They'll say, I know you missed the barbecue. 'Cause I love to eat. And so it's like one of the biggest things that always entice me with the food. And when they say that barbecue, I immediately think of Beale Street, because I spent a lot of weekends on Beale Street and eating the good old Southern barbecue. It's great memory.
There is nothing like it, and it's a unique experience.